walking to Little Adams Peak, and we just came past this Ravana pool club.
Yeah, apparently it's like $33 just to get in.
Yeah, and we didn't actually know that it was going to be here. We didn't know we were going to walk past it. So, top tip, if you want to see the view from Ravana Pool Club, just come to the Little Adams Peak and you walk down this nice little road and you see this beautiful view.
So we made it. It's actually quite tough. Maybe just when it's hot. There's lots of steps. Very vertical, very small steps. But the view's crazy.
I think we found the peak. This is like 360 degrees. It's so beautiful up here. It's still just as warm though. Usually when you get up to the top it's like cooler and there's a breeze, but there is no breeze up here. It's hot. But yeah, we're just gonna sit here and enjoy the view. We've made it back to the town. We have done a lot of walking today, but it's really nice to just like wander around.
Especially in this warm weather.
And we're gonna go back to our favourite place to have lunch. We went to this place on the first day. It's called Ice Cube, and it's actually opposite Chill Cafe, which we also love, but is a bit more expensive. The guys in there are so lovely, and the food is really cheap. They do this amazing pineapple rice that I love.
It's really good. They have really good fried rice and like fried noodles and. So we were sat in Chill Cafe the other night, and we saw these two cows just walking down the street, down the middle of the road. They just stopped and started eating like the plants from outside the restaurant, and then we just carried on. I think that's them.
So we just arrived in Tangalle. We're staying at this place called Starlight Cabanas. So apparently we're like 10 minutes away from the beach, but I just wanted to do a room tour because I haven't been able to do a few the last time because we just get settled in and then it gets messy and it's a bit gross. But this place is beautiful, so I'm going to show you before we settle in. We've got this nice little outside area. Hammock will be chilling in there later. Robzo relaxing after a long 4.5 hour bus. You come in here. Amazing big bed, very simple, gorgeous view, another window there, and then through here we just have a bathroom which looks nice, plain but nice, and it feels very clean. If you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't, it's at @abskempson, I'll leave it here, you will know that last night, our final night in Ella, we had a nightmare. We were in bed and we had a mosquito net kind of like this one, but it was like all down, which is lucky because actually sometimes we don't put the mosquito net down, so I feel like it was just fate that it happened this one night. But we were in this hostel, this homestay that we'd stayed in for like 5 nights, and we noticed at like midnight that there was loads of bugs on the mosquito net, and usually there's like 1 or 2, but not a lot, but there was loads of them and they were buzzing around, and like I was like, what is going on? And then we looked to the side and there was a table with a small fridge on it that we hadn't used, and it was covered in bugs, like these flying ants that are like this big. There was thousands of them just crawling around, and like I then panicked, like got really upset, was just like, this is really scary, like they're all in my things. Like what do we do? It's middle of the night, like we have to stay here. They only have 1 room in this homestay as well. It was like where the family live and then us, so it was just horrible. We had to wake up the host. They were amazing, like bless them, it's not their fault. The guy said like it's because of the rain that we'd had in the day, and then it's warm in your room and the fridge was warm, like at the back of the fridge, and that's why they were there. But it was just horrible, like that image of like all of these bugs crawling through my clothes and my toiletries, I think I will never forget. Like it was just horrible. Usually we're not that bothered, like there's bugs everywhere, we're not idiots, like we know that when we travel there will be bugs, but last night was crazy. So we're very glad to have left that room, and yeah, so we're really happy to be in this like gorgeous nice new room and be on the beach. That's the story of Henry Knight and Ella.
So we just got to Tangalle and we walked along the beach and there was literally like nowhere to eat. So we got took to Tangalle town and I took the driver and said, "Oh, come here. It's like a local place." I got like 4 different curries and rice for like £1, I think. Pretty spicy, but it was good. Absolutely too spicy. It was pretty spicy, but the whole thing was this big Sprite, like £2.20.
Hello, so we've been in Tangalle for 2 nights. It's like a 5-minute walk from the beach, but the beach is not the best beach really. You can't swim there and it was just empty. There was like not a single other person there. So peaceful here that we just kind of laid here all day. Made some plans, some really exciting plans for Christmas and read and just chilled. So it was really nice day, super slow day. We're definitely finding in Sri Lanka that we're having a lot more slow days because there's not a lot of travellers. We are enjoying just wandering and seeing the country that way and eating the food and stuff like that. We did go into Tangalle actually. Driver dropped us at a local place, but I couldn't eat anything because it was so spicy. That's the issue here. The local food is just unbelievable. I had like a vegetarian roti. I couldn't eat it because it was so spicy. And now we are moving to Mirissa, which we've seen a few more people are in Mirissa, like other travellers, but we're kind of just chilling this morning because neither of us can be bothered to get on a bus. So we made it onto the bus. We got a tuk-tuk to the bus station and then we waited, which is the first time actually in Sri Lanka that we've had to like kind of wait around. Usually you just get to the bus station and tell people where you're going and then they just like get you on a bus. How did you find Tangalle?
I think we came the wrong time of the year. Like you couldn't even swim in the beach. The beach was just fully empty. There was loads of hotels and like homestays and guest houses and stuff near us, but not a single person around. Like it was completely empty.
We had a really nice place to stay, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, and we literally spent about 25 quid in the last 3 days or something.
We're having a cheap time.
Yeah, it's going right for the budget.
Alright guys, we are now in Marissa and I'm going to show you another room tour. This was going to be a quick one. Hopefully you don't find this boring. I love looking at people's rooms, but this is Soria guest house. Big bed with a big mosquito in it. And then this amazing balcony. Like, I love to open up the curtains straight away, and then Rob said these chairs are already really comfy.
There's a load of chipmunks
playing in the trees, chipmunks, and there's like some building site over here, but if you look this way, beautiful. We are all changed. We had a little sun cream leak in Rob's bag, so we sorted that out. And now we are gonna go walk around Marissa. We found a restaurant on a travel blog that we're really excited to go and try, aren't we? So off we go. Bye. So after we left the hotel, we went to a place called Shady Lane where we had really nice food. I had like avocado on toast with egg, like poached eggs, and salsa and feta. What did you have?
I had like sourdough toast with scrambled eggs, roasted tomatoes and feta. So nice.
Yeah, so good. And it wasn't expensive actually. Like, it was more expensive than local food obviously because it was like a nice little beach cafe, but it was maybe like £3, which if you bought that in the UK you'd definitely be paying like £16 for it, don't you think?
Yeah.
They had like t-shirts and some shorts and stuff, and I would have loved to get a t-shirt, but they didn't have my size. But Rob did get some shorts.
Yeah, my shorts were literally like a tenner and they're really nice. I'm surprised. I thought they were gonna be like 25 quid.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then we just went and like wandered down. We came to the beach and it's really nice here. Like, there's so many restaurants. They all have a catch of the day out at the front, so you can like literally pick your fresh fish, which is kind of crazy, but like looks really good. Like, maybe we'll do it tonight. And we walked past one place that had happy hour Cuba Libres, so me and Rob can't say no to a Cuba Libre. We've had many a Cuba Libre in Latin America, so we've got one of these. They're like £2 each, which is fine, cheap. I'm watching the sunset and I feel like it's going to be a really nice sunset. The waves are kind of crazy, but there's people in the sea and it seems quite like shallow. So I think we'll come here tomorrow as well and like get a bed and like lie out here. Anything to say?
No, all good. Living the dream, as always.
We just arrived. We changed hostels in Marissa, so we've been on the beach all day doing some work. We saw Rob playing in the sea and I read my book, and then we have just moved to a new hostel. Our first homestay was really nice and we had nothing to complain about, but we've actually really excitingly had the opportunity to come and stay at this new hostel which hasn't opened yet, and we're going to do take some photos for them and like create some content for them for when they open. So we've just got here and it's gorgeous, and it's really kind of set back from the road. It's like a little hidden paradise and it's called the Lost Paradise. So
it's lovely. It's really nice.
We're in the room now. We had a power cut, which is pretty common in Sri Lanka, across the whole country really. We've experienced it everywhere. And some places have generators, other places don't. So some places you won't even realise. Usually if you're going out for dinner or stuff like that, they'll have a generator so you won't realise. But if you are going to be in hostels and stuff, then definitely bring portable chargers and flashlights. We are now on Mirissa Beach. We're going to eat at a place called Salt tonight. I've seen it like on a lot of blogs and it seems like kind of like a fancy place, but it's not too expensive. It's really nice, and the sunset here is just so beautiful. We also saw the sunset last night from Zook, which was also a great place, like just a couple bars along, where we had fresh fish. It was honestly amazing. Tonight I'm gonna have some creamy seafood pasta and Rob's gonna have a burger. So we're going a bit western, but it's gonna be really nice and it's gonna be a chilled one. We love Marissa so far. It's super chilled. There's not a lot of people here, but more people than anywhere else we've been in Sri Lanka, and it's just so beautiful. This like patch of beach is just so idyllic. You can see why people come for honeymoons here in Marissa, because it's just so romantic and gorgeous, and the sunset is just breathtaking every night. So me and Rob love a sunset, so we love Marissa. We are at Secret Beach in Marissa. It's, well, you can see the sign there. It's gorgeous. It's so nice here. It's like this little cove on the water, and it's kind of hard to get here though. You have to go up like a really steep hill and then down loads and loads of like rocks, but it's worth it. It's definitely good. And there's like a beach bar here, so you could like have some drinks or some food, I guess, if you're gonna stay here all day. But we're just here for an hour or so. We just went in the water and it's so beautiful, although Rob's too scared to go in because there's potentially sea urchins in there, which I think is a fair fear. But I just tried to avoid the rocks, which is apparently where they are, and went in the shallow bit, and it's gorgeous. So nice here. I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah, and there's only really maybe like 2 or 3 other people here, so it feels just feels secret, doesn't it?
So we just arrived in Unawatuna and we're staying in this place called Good Vibes Villa, and the room that we've been given is amazing. Do a little room tour. Gave us a couple of coconuts when we got in. So this is our room, the manga. Oh, there's Abs enjoying the coconut.
Can I show you around?
Go on.
I love nothing more than like what looks like a concrete bathroom. And we have shampoo and shower gel, no conditioner.
Always good.
Really nice. This room is massive as well. It's got such a high ceiling, and it feels really airy. It's like
This is the view.
If you look down, you can see. Such
a nice pool.
So we're just having breakfast. We had the nicest sleep last night. That bed was so comfy and the room's just so big that it just felt really airy and it was just great. We went to sleep really early and we didn't wake up until like 9 o'clock this morning. And we're just having breakfast, which I probably should have shown you when it all arrived, but it's beautiful. There's so much. We've got like a full fruit platter, some pancakes, toast, eggs, like roasted tomatoes, tea, watermelon juice, coffee. It's really, really nice. So we just arrived at our hostel in Unawatuna. We stayed for one night at Good Vibes Villa and did some work for them and it was amazing. Such a beautiful place. Unfortunately it's been kind of grey today, which wasn't ideal, but we got to just chill by the pool. Had a really nice day, didn't we?
Yeah, great.
And now it's like late on in the day and we're gonna go to this place that we've seen on Instagram called La Boheme, and it's like a pizza place. Tomorrow we go to Gaul, which I follow someone on Instagram called When You Finally Get There, and she's amazing. Like, she does great content, definitely someone to follow if you are also traveling. And she recently came to Sri Lanka and she said it was a combination of Cartagena and Valladolid, and they were like two of our favourite cities last year, weren't they?
In Latin America.
So I'm actually really excited to see what it's like, given that explanation, because she said like if you've ever been to either of those two I feel like you'll get it, so I'm intrigued. So this is the menu. Looks really good. Rob's going for the margarita, obviously, and I'm gonna go for the Frenchie with no walnuts because I don't really like nuts. But this like honey on a pizza really got me. So Rob's already like halfway into his pizza. It only just arrived. And this is mine. I went for the Frenchie, which I think is like a cream-based one with grilled pumpkin, honey, brie. I'm really happy actually. Sometimes I go for the risky option, then Rob always goes for the plain sailing, and sometimes that doesn't pay off for me, but today I just feel like it has. So it is a great day here today in Unawatuna. So we've decided we're staying in Unawatuna, but since it's just a beach town, we decided that we would come to Galle or Gaul. I feel like everyone pronounces it differently, but we've come to Galle, which is like an old Dutch colonial town, and I think I said this yesterday, but someone said that it was like Cartagena crossed with Valladolid in Mexico, so very excited. And it's got like the city walls all the way around it, and apparently lots of nice little shops and cafes, so probably the perfect thing to do on a grey day in a beach town, so I'm excited. You excited?
Excited.
So it's also worth noting that you can stay in Unawatuna and come to Galle. A lot of the accommodation here is a bit more expensive, and Unawatuna is like 11 minutes away, and we got the bus and it costs what, 25p?
Yeah, it's 100 rupees.
And it goes right from the outside the road on Unawatuna, like the main beach road, all the way to Galle, and it literally took us like 10 minutes. So if you're looking to save money or you're on a budget, stay in Unawatuna and visit Galle for the day.
Yeah.
Hello, so we are now in Hikkaduwa. We spent yesterday in Galle, which was beautiful. I think it'll be even nicer in the sunshine, and I can definitely see like Cartagena. Like, it feels like Cartagena Old Town. There's loads of amazing shops, nice little cafes and restaurants, and we really liked it. But it's about 2 o'clock now, so we didn't leave our last place until midday. Rob went out and got some breakfast. There's loads of really nice places in Unawatuna, but again, like, because it was raining, it just wasn't that nice to walk around, and a lot of them seemed closed actually, so I guess, like we've said before, I think we're kind of at the start of the season, so some of the places haven't opened yet, which is a shame. We decided to stop inside this little bus station because it started to rain a little bit, and I was like, it feels like it's gonna really rain. And I'm glad we stopped because now it's like throwing it down. So we're just waiting. We'll be here. So we're on the way to Colombo on the train. We decided to get the train rather than the bus because the buses are kind of scary. Like, they just drive so crazily. So we got the train, but there's no seats, so I'm sat on my bag in the middle of the aisle. But I mean, there's fans in here and it's so cool and nice, so happy. So 2 hours to Colombo.
So this is probably going to be the end of the final Sri Lanka vlog. We're here in the airport in Colombo. Our flight is 10:55 p.m. Got to the airport at 2:30. we sat around for a bit. You have to go through security to get to the check-in desk. So we came through security. And then our check-in desk isn't actually open, obviously. It doesn't open until 8 PM. We've got checked back, so we can't go through to the other side. And the next bit is where all the food is, so we're like stuck in the middle. Yeah, see you in the next vlog in the next country, fellas.